HIV drug resistance is a major issue. We have many drugs against the virus, they are all very effective, but we have a major problem when the virus develops resistance, and then we cannot treat efficiently the patients anymore. So the vision of the project was to collect as many data as possible, to have a solid foundation to learn from which to learn, how the patients do well or not with medicines, with specific medicines, against a particular virus. So with this aim, we gathered data from Italy, from Germany and from Sweden. And our vision was that selection of therapies, of effective therapies, is so complex that we need some kind of intelligent system.
Clinical genomic analysis is an area of research that has been developed in the last 10 years or so. In this area of research, you combine understanding in genomic data and understanding in clinical data, and you learn from these two different resources how to optimize therapies for patients. And when I say genomic data, you might think of genomic data coming from viruses, the genome of the virus, and you also can think of the genome of the human body itself. And these different genome has interactions with the therapy. If you want to give the best therapy to the patient, you need to take this into account. And clinical genomic analysis is about taking these two components into account. And it requires the ability to carry out data mining or machine learning to learn from this data and to optimize or improve the therapy you can offer to the patients.
The EuResist project was very innovative. When Informa and the University of Siena and IBM and the other partners in the consortium started working on that, there were only the rules-based system available to help physicians choose the right treatments. And the idea behind the EuResist project was totally new, was to derive from clinical data and from genomic data the system to help the physicians.
Just think that before EuResist, all the physicians had to rely only on some kind of rules to decide what kind of therapy used for their patients. These rules were derived just from expert opinion, and so there was no statistical learning approach behind that. EuResist put it in a very different way. We wanted to learn from experience, and that's why we gathered this massive amount of data from different countries, and then we used this data to train engines, a sort of artificial intelligence, and so the system finally can give the doctor a response which is based really on experience. That's why we asked IBM to join the group, because IBM has a very strong machine learning group.
IBM worked with the EuResist partners in two main directions. One was managing and developing a database that can manage genomic data along with clinical data. Another contribution was creating a prediction engine to help optimizing the therapy for the patients.
Well, EuResist has been now available online for several months. I have a number of colleagues using the system, and also myself for my consulting activity, which is part of my everyday work. I often use the system, especially for the most complex situations.
The EuResist project had two main scientific results. One is the realization of a large database of HIV resistance data, which is now actually the largest existing database of this kind, involving more than 33,000 patients. The other one is the prediction engine, which gives the support to the physicians to choose the right treatment for patients. This prediction engine has an accuracy of 76%, which is the highest that has been reached up to now.
So I can say that the work with IBM was not only successful, but also very exciting from my point of view. Our system is performing at least as well as, or sometimes even better than, the most expert people in the world. And it is totally data-driven, so you don't need to ask to anyone, you just have to use the system as it is, and it is freely available over the internet.